way down the lake there, you've got your first recreation spot there. And then as we head south there, we have what's called the Gray Lake recreational spot, which is a fairly popular spot. Good spot maybe if it's not busy. Again, this spot here is good for 2 or 3 tents, so that's an option as well.
The pullout is at Gray Lake Recreation Site. The trail that leads into Gray Lake Pond is located at the trestle, and it is marked. The portage to the creek is located at the southwest corner of Gray Lake Pond. We have a 400-meter portage, and then we launch into the creek. So we're just heading into the trail that leads into the Gray Lake Ponds heading south. Walking down the trail here that's going into the Gray Lake Ponds, and you can dump in this first section here. These are the old railway trestles that were operating up till about 1955, and then they switched to logging trucks. I just got a chance to talk to Tom Smith, who as a kid back in 1955, he was in the camp. He remembers his dad working on the rail here, and these railways moved a lot of logs. One time, these camps had over 500 men in them. You know, the big camp was, of course, at Brewster Lake there at south end of Brewster. But anyways, this dump-in spot right now looks a little on the shallow side, so we're going to go to the next dump-in spot. Just a short distance farther than the first dump-in to the second dump into the Gray Lake ponds here, and just show you basically a little bit deeper water. And we're going to be heading down this pond here to the portage. When you're paddling in the pond, look to your left and you'll see a big rock. On top there is a white cross. I have always been curious as to who and why it was put there.
So we're just coming into the portage that goes from the Gray Lake Pond into the, it'll portage around this segment of the creek here where it's just too rocky to go down. So this is the landing here, and we're just going to head up the trail. We're heading down to the creek here. It leads into Whimper Lake, and it's unpredictable what shape that section's going to be in. I've done it numerous times, so there will be paddle sections for sure, but there's probably going to be a lot of dragging of the paddleboard there over the rock, and I am set up for it, so I will be removing the rudder, and we'll make the best of it. It's been a hot day, and this is kind of a nice cool trail to walk down, so just to get out of the heat for a while. We're at the dump in here, and we'll get our surprise as to what shape the water levels are here. It's actually looking like we're going to be out dragging over a lot of stuff here, so I'm probably going to have to move the skag off, and if we're going to get down here, that's for sure.
After the 400-yard portage, you'll drop into the creek. You definitely have to be more cautious in this narrow creek in the spring. The current flow is much faster. In a narrow creek, there isn't much room for error, especially where it flows into Whimper Lake. There is only a trickle of water right now in the summer, so it is a lot safer. That means we'll be paddling a lot less and dragging the board a lot more. We will have a 700-meter drag, carry, and paddle to the Fry Lake Portage. This narrow creek has deep and shallow sections with overhanging branches. It can change to extremes from high water season to low water season. With the high fast current in the narrow creek, it might be better to try bow steering by extending the paddle forward and steering toward the bow. Lower water in the summer is safer, but it entails a lot of dragging and carrying the weight over shallow spots. Just remember that the current picks up speed near the end or close to the entrance of Whymper Lake. There is a rock dead center in a shallow spot in the faster water near the entrance of Whymper Lake. During the high water season, we call this section the blowhole for a reason. It is very fast water and it is hard to avoid that rock. During the low water season, you can easily get out and carry your canoe or board over this section. In all the times that I've done this route, this is the lowest water I've ever experienced. I might have to get out and lift the board over rocks and debris, but it's certainly a lot safer. I'd set up a tripod to try to catch another angle of me paddling through the thick brush. And to a surprise, I was suddenly hearing voices behind me. I was about to have the company of another group that was doing the circuit. I suddenly sensed the urgency of having to get the tripod and my board out of the channel so they could pass through.
I got a tripod set up here, guys, so when you're coming through.
I'm now rushing to get the tripod and the board out of their way, but not before I get it all on camera.
You guys are behind us, we're waiting for you. Oh, that's not them.
No, it's not who you're thinking of.
No.
Lucky to meet them here because this is one of the few wide spots in the creek.
So it's
They're,
I've got a tripod in the center, so I'll move it, because I'm doing a film.
oh, you're doing a film.
Well, I've done a couple of the. I've done this 6 times in this route, and this is the second time I filmed it.
Oh, okay.
And this is how far I've got with my filming. So I'm gonna move that for you guys.
There's another canoe and 2 kayaks coming.
Let me get out of your way. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's get out of your way there, and geez, let's get you on camera here, you guys. Might as well. It's not too often this happens, eh?
Oh, that's right. I don't see too many people out here.
No. This time you're not when it's this low, eh? Yeah. I've seen this I call this the blowhole. And there's a rock dead center when you're coming through here, so you want to drag it, eh?
Yeah.
It's pretty shallow.
Yeah.
And you'll have no problem getting through there. It's pretty much a walk.
Yeah.
And then you. Oh, good. Yeah. So this is the lowest I've been through here. I've been through here almost this low, but
last year was lower.
It was, eh?
We came back in, I think it was the 3rd week of August.
Okay, yeah. Wow. Well, you guys, that's great. Super.
They didn't take the last portage, we did. They went the creek, and I said, I think we're going to beat them.
I love doing this.
We're making an annual event.
Fantastic. Good to see that. Take care, guys. This is what's left of the blowhole. I've done previous videos, and you can see the incredible flow of water that we've had in the previous video. But there's the rock that has lots of paint on it. And lots of people have hit it. It's right dead center. But this is the flow of water we're dealing with right now. So not a huge flow.
When that rock is completely covered in the spring during the deeper water, you'll shoot through here like a rocket. In the spring there's a torrent of water going through here, but right now it's a gentle trickle. This is the last short section that I have to lift the board. Then we'll be into the deep water.
met a girl, and tonight we gonna drive a long, long time. I got a girl, and tonight we gonna leave it all behind. Hollow West, the time is gone. We are not young anymore. You know what we're waiting for. We're waiting for. Come on.
You'll be able to head south there with no problems until we get to the next 400 meter portage that'll take you around this other little piece of water here that is fairly fast in the spring, and in the fall it can be good, but certainly in the summer months it dries up. So you'll have 400 meters and you'll be at the entrance of Fry Lake, and at Fry Lake you'll be traveling south to the entrance of the Narrows here going into lower Campbell Lake, and on that west part of the Narrows there's a camp spot there.
Be first, don't trust anyone. What? Don't trust, stay strong, don't go wrong. Think twice, think twice. I take it slow, I am low. Is the way of your.
So we just crossing the road here from the portage that came from Whimper Lake, and they're going to be shooting down here to the next portage, and this one leads into Fry Lake. Well, you can rest assured this is a very short portage, and we're looking down here at here it is, Fry Lake, and I'm not too sure what the heck, they must have had horses in here by the looks of it, but anyways, there it is. Quite low, as you can see, so we're probably gonna do a little bit of lifting to get ourselves over that pile of rock there. So anyways, not a big deal, we've been through worse. So you can see our launch spot over there, and we've come back and dragged the board over these rocks here because this is the only flow of water that we've got through here, so that's it. But it's not that far, so you can see I'm sitting over there ready to get across Fry Lake.
The perimeter of Fry Lake was logged many years ago prior to the dam being built. After the dam was built, the water was backed up to higher levels, where a lot of the stumps are either exposed or just below the surface. Use caution when you're paddling this lake. This campsite is one of my favorite campsites en route. It is only accessible by boat. It has a spectacular view of the lake and the Narrows.